Ms Adams, have you withdrawn the ambassador and embassy from Tel Aviv now that Israel's at war?
Senator, the ambassador and staff remain in Tel Aviv. We have offered voluntary departure for dependents, and many of those have taken up the option to leave.
Given that Israel's now at war and missiles are reaching Tel Aviv, would you not apply the same rules that you've applied to the embassy in Ukraine, in Kiev, to what's happening in Israel?
I am actually paying very close attention to the staff security in Tel Aviv. They have been operating under security challenges, I suppose, for some time. We have careful assessments, and our assessment at the moment is that, as I say, we have the staff there, but the dependent families have in large part left.
Thank you. However, our ambassador to Ukraine remains in Warsaw. Is that correct?
He is operating out of Warsaw. He has made one short-term visit to Kyiv, but is continuing to operate out of Warsaw. That's correct.
It seems to me that you're holding a double standard in how you're managing two very similar situations.
Well, I don't think they are similar situations, both in terms of the external security environment, but also in terms of the security measures and protections that we have in place in each of the locations.
Well, why wouldn't you upgrade the protections in Kiev?
Well, the security arrangements that we provide for various missions around the world, some of them can be very, very expensive. Some things you simply can't mitigate against, but you know, there's a lot of factors that go into these sorts of security assessments, and having my predecessor having taken the decision to withdraw, then it's quite a threshold for me to decide to return.
Well, why is that? What are the differences? You know, we know, and as I said in last assessments, testimony that we heard in the Public Works Committee about how they were hardening, spending, I think it was about $40 million on hardening the embassy in Nigeria.
Yes.
So, there's
That's
no
right.
wars going on.
Security is expensive. That's right.
So, given the importance of having an ambassador in Kiev, why would you not authorise the hardening of the embassy or creating a safe environment in Kiev for our ambassador and his staff?
We are constantly reviewing what we can do in that regard. I'll ask Ms Walsh to add.
I have been
on
asking
that
these questions now for about 18 months.
Yes, unfortunately the war is still continuing.
Yeah, but there's also one now in Israel, and you're not taking any actions there.
Well, I think it's there's clear differences, as I said, both in the
what
external
are those differences,
environment.
Ms Adams?
I'm not going to, in Senate estimates, give my assessments of the.
Why not?
Of Israel's
you are accountable to the Australian people through estimates.
Ukraine's security capacity in Kyiv. But our assessment of our capacity to provide the context that will allow us to meet our occupational workplace and occupational workplace health and safety obligations varies in those two places.
How?
Senator, if I may, Secretary.
Last question.
There are different circumstances, as the Secretary has said, in each of our locations, and we do very rigorous assessments about our ability to put in place the provisions that we need to make these decisions. To give you an example, you referenced the Kiev and our hardening of the embassy there. We are co-located with a different government, another country's embassy.
The Canadian embassy is there in that building.
That's right. So it changes in terms of our ability to do things than it would if we, for example, where we have a standalone embassy where we have complete control. It's not just in terms of in-country, it's also other mechanisms by which we feel we can mitigate those risks. I want to assure you that we take every precaution that we can.